all these different things. Like you create a list of all the different ways to try and make it more difficult for you to vote. And then people in general will have to decide on whether that's worth their time. And they're trying to give you so much of a hassle that you're gonna say, you know what, it's not worth it. It's not worth my time. And the more people that they can get to just be frustrated with the system, frustrated with the process, the better it is. The better it is for them. All right, what's going on, YouTube? This is Endangered Sense. My name is Trey.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Testing out a different method for this video, so we'll see how it works out. Bear with me. Once again, I'm a new channel. Hope y'all are enjoying the content so far. So I wanted to make a video talking about some of the recent craziness that happened in the, the Texas Senate race in Dallas specifically. I've been seeing a lot of reporting coming out of there on the whole messy situation with the voting locations and people showing up and being sent somewhere else and trying to get on the website and find out where you're supposed to go and vote, and the website's crashing and things like this. And it seems kind of fishy, right? For those of y'all that don't know, this has been a very highly watched race, right? Jasmine Crockett, Congresswoman, who essentially, they gerrymandered out of her district, so she had a choice: just accept it and just move on, or try and figure out a different route. And she chose to run for Texas State Senate. For the Democratic ticket. And you got James Tallarico, who's running against her in that race, right? And y'all say what you will about them and their their politics and your opinion of them. That doesn't have anything to do with the topic of this video, which is what happened in that county, what happened across Texas with some of these voting, misinformation, disinformation, or lack thereof, right? And it's telling because that's specifically where Jasmine Crockett would have had the most support. And all of this in a nutshell brings me to the larger point of voter suppression, right? Everybody's been just talking about, the SAVE Act and voter ID and things of that nature, which, we can have a conversation and a debate about that at another date. But what we weren't thinking about was just a lot of the nuance and a lot of the bullshit that can be done, which we're about to get into, that just makes it difficult to vote. There's no way it should have been this difficult to vote. There's no way that people should have been finding out on the day of that they can't vote at the place that they voted for every single election that they've ever voted in. But on this day, for this specific election in this specific area, now you're turning people away at the ballot box, and that's crazy. Obviously, all Jasmine Crockett can do is sue in the long run and things of that nature. But yeah, y'all gotta let me know. We're gonna get into the video, but yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, we're gonna have to get that better. We'll figure it out.
When they don't know where to go or who to turn to, we end up in a situation like this. So here's where things stand at this moment, and then I'll turn it over to Congresswoman Crockett. The polls have been extended in Dallas County until 9 p.m. I encourage every voter in Dallas County to get in line by 7 p.m. to make sure.
Listen to how crazy that sounds. Like, granted, you're assuming that people are tuned in for this, right? But you're assuming that people are tuned in for this, and you're telling them, hey, go get in line at 7 o'clock in order to meet the 9 o'clock deadline. Now, again, my main point of this is voter suppression. Like people, yeah, I might do that. Yeah, because I want to make sure that my vote is counted, that my voice is heard, that this is my way to stand up and represent for myself. But that's me. Like, who knows? People might have childcare arrangements. They tried to vote earlier. You know what I'm saying? They don't have somebody that can take the kids. They got work now. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. There's a whole laundry list of different reasons, or just the whole bullshit of it all. Hey man, I went out. I stayed in line for 2 hours, and then I got in there, and y'all told me I can't vote. Like fuck this. I'm out. I'm done. I'm going home. It's not worth my time. I wasted 4 hours of my day trying to vote, and now telling me to go to another spot that who knows how far that place is outside of where they live or whatever. And yeah, now you got to go vote there.
Sure that your vote counts. Should you get in line after that, though, stay in line. Cast your provisional ballot, and we will make sure and do everything we can that your vote is one that counts. We have been given an opportunity thanks to a judge's order.
And so I know it's not something to be taken lightly and not something to laugh at, but you see the look on Jasmine Crockett's face tells it all. Like it's some bullshit, and she knows it's some bullshit, and it's the way our system works. There's nothing she can really do outside of them, trying to redo the entire election, which obviously is not going to happen. Yeah, there's not. All she can do is sue them. That's it. That's the only recourse. It's a shame.
I was ready to bring a lawsuit to try and extend this. Luckily, it was already done. To have a couple more hours to try and deal with this chaos. So to folks here in Dallas County, to my fellow North Texans, I say make sure that you find your polling place at dallascountyvotes.org. Look up your new polling place.
Which, like I said, the website's been crashing too. So, he's saying like, hey, go to this website and look up where you're supposed to vote. But people have already been saying like, yeah, the website just kept crashing.
Again, at dallascountyvotes.org. And make sure, if you can, to be in line by 7, but if you don't, we'll still fight to make sure your vote is going to be counted. And we'll be there till 9 o'clock. We are in this fight not just for our elections, but for the right to vote in this state and the democracy that is at risk in this country. This is bigger than just what's happening in Dallas County or just the chaos that we've seen today. It is a pattern.
Yeah. So, like I'm saying, like my whole reason for starting this channel is to be able to be another voice, because people are talking about this, but to be another voice in the mix, to be able to share this information with the people that don't know. Like this is not necessarily a blueprint, but this is like a test case, right? This is a trial. Like, hey, if we can do these things, if we can make it difficult for people to vote in these midterms, that's coming up, there will be more of this chaos, more of this confusion to try and, take away your vote. Like essentially, like, yeah, okay, yeah, you can show up at the place, but guess what? This ain't your place no more. You got to go to this place, which may be further away and all that different stuff. So how bad do you really want to vote? Okay, you go over to that place. Hey, we shut off, the voting times at this place or whatever, or you got to have your ID and your birth certificate and like, all these different things. Like you create a list of all the different ways to try and make it more difficult for you to vote. And then people in general will have to decide on whether that's worth their time. And they're trying to give you so much of an hassle that you're going to say, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth my time. And the more people that they can get to just be frustrated with the system, frustrated with the process, the better it is. The better it is for them. At least that's what they're hoping for.
And one that we're going to fight against. Congressman Crockett.
Thank you so much. My heart is breaking. I've got people that are sending me emails. I have video recordings of voters that are crying and hurt. None of this should have happened. Let's talk about the many failures. Let's talk about what was intentional. Number one, the Republicans only did this to intentionally disenfranchise and confuse voters. Yep. That is number one. But number two, while many people were showing up to the polling locations, they were told things such as, you can't provide a provisional ballot. Now, that is exactly when you would provide a provisional ballot. If you are saying, this is my polling location, and they're saying, no, it's not, you should, at a very minimum, be able to cast your provisional ballot. We have heard countless stories of people being told you can't. Then we hear stories.
So I'm gonna have to look that one up because I'm not familiar with the whole provisional ballot. I usually utilize early voting, but so I'm hearing what she's saying, and it sounds kind of crazy that they weren't allowed to do so. So if again, we're talking about, hey, you show up, I'm proving that I am who I say I am. This is the ballot that I got in the mail. That's what I'm assuming is happening. This is the ballot that I got in the mail. I came with it. But you're saying that I can't vote here, but why can't I just give you the ballot that you mailed to me, and I fill it out, whatever.
Stories of people saying, we're trying to go to DallasCountyVotes.org, and the website keeps crashing. Then we're hearing stories of, if the website is up, it's giving us the wrong location to go to.
So I know I'm a stopping so often, but in the midterms, right? All these voters, right? All these voters that she's talking about, that she's hearing these stories from, that have had this happen to them in that county. How do you think they're going to feel, in a couple months when it's time to go in the midterm elections? You think they're going to believe in the system, or you think they're going to expect the system to have some new version 2 of this same sort of bullshit? Like what has the county at this point done to show you that your voice matters, your vote counts? This just playing in our fucking faces, man. But it's all just about ID, right?
So thank you to Cardall Coleman, who is the chair of the Democratic Party in Dallas County, because he, along with myself and Colin Allred, we all understood what should happen next, which was litigation. And so we were prepared, and we were about to file when we received word that an order had been signed by Judge Stacey Williams. Judge Williams signed off on that order for Dallas County, but I want to be clear about this as someone who is running statewide, and frankly, as someone who is concerned that this will become...
All right, so as y'all can see, this is going to be one of the first of many mistakes. I didn't realize that for some reason my camera stopped working, and yeah, the computer just completely crapped out. So the camera stopped working, the audio went haywire, so I got the audio fixed, but the camera never came back up, and I never realized it. So for the rest of the video, y'all can hear me, but y'all can't see me.
That this will become the norm for the Republicans, as they are understanding that Democrats are fed up right now, and right now Democrats are outvoting Republicans. They not only did this in Dallas County, they did it in Williamson County. Williamson County right now, from what I understand, has not been granted any relief. I am here to say that it is wrong for it to be done to anyone, a Democrat or a Republican. But the Republicans didn't even...
So I'm guessing that Williamson County, which she was talking about, may have been like a Republican county, and so they were having the same issues. And don't get it twisted. Yes, I am a Democrat. Party aside, if Republicans are having this happen to them too, it should not happen, period. All I'm saying is this specific one raises more red flags, but I get it. Like, it's wrong, and it's wrong for anybody's their right to vote to be challenged, right? So it's a problem. It needs to be fixed. I imagine that there's going to be more of this shit across the country once these midterms hit. But yeah, nobody should have to deal with confusion. It shouldn't be hard to vote. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be hard to vote.
Have enough sense or enough courage to go out there and try to get a court order on behalf of their constituents, the Republicans. So these hours are extended for the Democrats. Now, the other issue that we have heard all over happening today was that these voting machines, that they are down. I just received an email right before I walked up. It was actually out of Tarrant County, of a woman saying there was only one Democratic machine at the location that she went to in Tarrant County, and there's 12 or 13 Republican machines. Down in Lancaster, I've been told that they've had machines down all day, and ever since they've called first thing in the morning to get more machines, they finally did bring some at some point in time, but those machines were Republican machines, not Democratic machines. Listen, this may be a very close election. And
Hey, what? Got separate machine. Like I said, I always vote mail in. So yeah, I always vote mail in. So yeah, different machines. That's fucking stupid.
And it may hinge on who was allowed to vote or who wasn't allowed to vote in Dallas County. But I'm here to say, regardless as to whether or not it's close or not, this is wrong. If one person has the right to vote and they weren't allowed to cast their vote, we should all be standing together. Democrats, Republicans, and we should all be raising hell. But unfortunately, this was always the plan. And so I am grateful for this court order. And as Congressman Allred has already stated, we encourage each and every one of you to remain resilient. We cannot allow this type of behavior to be rewarded, because so long as they know that they can win, even if it means cheating, then they will continue to do it. So I am asking you, I am begging you to make sure that you go ahead and figure out where it is that you are supposed to vote, stand in line, wait in line, and if it means that I gotta come out there with you to wait with you, I will do that. And I promise you that going forward, especially as we go into November, we will make sure that this does not happen in the general election.
Yeah, like I said, this is a mess. She obviously, at this point, she's already lost the election to Tallarico. But yeah, like who knows how many people turned away, didn't get to vote didn't get counted, things of that nature. It's a shame.
Any questions?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop. It's like 17 minutes, but essentially, y'all get the point of the whole thing. This is ridiculous, man. This is the first case, really, that we're seeing in preparation for what's gonna happen this November. Yeah, I hope that we can, have enough awareness and things of that nature, and people take it seriously. Like I suggest, wherever you're supposed to vote, like you get on the website and make sure that they haven't changed anything up, that is where you're supposed to vote. If you don't have the proper forms of ID, like if you have a driver's license but you don't have, your name's changed or whatever, you don't have your birth certificate, you don't have a passport, whatever the case may be, whatever you need that you find out, you get on your county's website. You make sure that you get all those documents. I know me personally, I was born in Cali, so if I do have my birth certificate, but say for instance I needed to get a copy of my birth certificate, I would have to wait months potentially to get it, and then obviously pay for it and all that different stuff. With all that being said, I suggest that you look into it now while it's way ahead of the time, because there's going to be a lot of bullshit going on come November. So yeah, man, let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe if y'all liking the content.
Hype me up. Hype me up.
But until next time, I'll holla at you.